Hey, what is up, everybody? Welcome to the Retro Wrestling Review Series. I am here with
King Tut.
And I am Owen the Birdman Finch. And I know we were supposed to review Extreme Rules 2014, but there's been a change of plans. Show them what we're reviewing instead.
Backlash.
2007. You can't see because of the lighting in here. Do you want to explain why there's been a change of plans?
Well, we were too lazy to watch Extreme Rules from 2014. And we happen to be up here. And Owen
In New Hampshire again.
New Hampshire for a second time.
Yep.
And this time we have Backlash.
We have a lot of pay-per-view reviews we're doing.
Other than that, we also have to do the Rumble from 2003.
Yep.
Bad Blood 97.
Yep.
King of the Ring 95.
That's gonna be.
You have to have one stick in here. And other shit.
King of the Ring 98.
Yep.
And then
No Way Out of 4.
If we get that far.
If we get that far.
Then I forget what else.
Okay.
That might be it.
Might be
let's get to Backlash 2007.
Alright.
So obviously just a little history. This was still when that first brand split was going on. Ironically enough, when we were here before, we reviewed Backlash 2006. Now we're up to 1 year. So now there's... And this year there's 3 brands.
Yep.
So let's...
the first tri-branded pay-per-view.
For Backlash anyways.
Yeah.
So we had the commentators. For Raw, we had Jerry the King Lawler and Jim Ross. For ECW, we had Taz and Joey Styles. They commentated all the ECW matches. And, yeah.
One of them.
And then for SmackDown, we had JBL and Michael Cole. So let's say where they are now. Jerry the King Lawler is pretty much a part-time commentator.
Yeah, he's only coming in for fill-ins.
JR does commentator pretty much for NXT.
JR podcast mainly what he does.
Yep. Taz.
The Taz Show.
Yep. Where is Joey Styles? I have no idea.
He's still in WWE, but he's not a commentator. He's like a marketer or something.
Okay. I heard he was in like a different company, like in the Indies, but got fired for something last year. But might not have been him.
I don't know.
Okay. JBL is now a part timer. He's only he's not a full time commentator anymore.
Yep, and Cole's still the voice of the WWE.
He's the play by play guy for Monday Night Raw at the moment.
Yep.
So then we had the first match on the show. It was a World Tag Team Championship match. World Tag Team Champions, the Hardys, versus Lance Cade and Trevor Murdoch.
Yeah.
The reason why this match was happening was because the Hardys, this was when Jeff Hardy kind of had just come back pretty recently, and the Hardys had won the World Tag Team titles in a battle royal. We'll get to that more because of the champions they beat for them.
Yeah.
And Lance Cade and Trevor Murdoch became #1 contenders. This was a slow feuding process. Good opener.
Highlights of the match include the rock bottom spine buster.
Yep. The poetry of the flip that when Jeff Hardy went for his drop kick through the ropes and Lance Cade slammed him down on the floor.
Yep. The swanton behind the ref's back.
Yep. The side effect. I like that spot.
Yep, with that Lance Cade coming off the top rope.
Which you did not need to break that up, Lance Cade.
Yeah, he would have kicked out.
Yeah.
To turn to a dead guy, it's just kind of morbid.
Yeah, and then I think Matt Hardy hit like a lot of good double team moves in this match.
Yep.
The Hardys won when Matt Hardy hit the twist of fate on Trevor Murdoch. Yep. Lance Cade pulled him out and prevented him from getting the cover. But then Jeff Hardy hit the swanton, sort of behind the referee's back. Oh, another highlight. Code Red. Was it the Code Red?
That was he botched it.
Yeah.
So, yeah, it was a Code Red.
And then Jeff Hardy hits the swanton behind the referee's back. Matt Hardy runs in, and I think Lance Cade was staggered from the right hand he was hitting on him.
Yep.
And he makes the cover on Trevor Murdoch and gets the win. And they retain the World Tag Team titles. The World Tag Team titles, by the way, were exclusive to Raw. Why the Hardys were holding them since Matt was on SmackDown at this time, so it was I have no idea. Beats me. The WWE just went with it.
I don't know.
Obviously, they would have a few more matches. The Hardys would win at Judgment Day. Then Cade and Murdoch won them the night after One Night Stand because the Hardys were too injured.
Yep.
Then they won the blow-off of Vengeance Night of Champions. And now with the all overall, Lance Cade recently passed away in 2008 or 2009.
2009.
I know it was like not long after he was released by WWE.
Yeah.
Trevor Murdoch, we think he's in it because we know he wrestled TNA not that long ago. We think he's in Indies.
Yep.
With the Hardys.
The Hardys right now. So Matt is currently having an identity crisis.
Yep.
And Jeff is currently hurting in the hospital.
Yep. So
they're both back with WWE.
Poor Hardy boys, man.
Yeah, not going well.
Next, So we're not going to get into the build-up of this match when we get there, but Umaga's backstage, and he's pumped up for the ECW World Title match. Shane, when he walks away, Vince McMahon comes up, and at the time he was bald. We'll get to the reason why. And he has this new do-rag on him. And they're talking about who could possibly win the ECW World Title. And Vince McMahon originally wants Shane to do it because he's, why did he say he wanted Shane to win the title? I don't remember why.
The King of Extreme.
But then Shane comes up and he said that after all the shit that Bobby Lashley has done to him, he deserves to win the ECW title. So obviously they were trying to work into the fact that they were going to build up some tension about who should win the ECW World Title. Poor Umaga, he got nothing out of this.
Umaga just got,
Yeah.
He did all the work.
Next, we had the, so overall that segment was a decent segment.
Fine.
But
wait, first, we're starting for the first match.
2 3/4.
I'm going to give it 3.
Okay.
I bumped it up to a 3.
Yeah, I'll probably say 3 stars. Good match.
Yeah.
Next was a Women's Championship match. Women's Champion Melina versus Mickie James. This is when Melina had become kind of a singles wrestler on her own.
Yep.
The reason for this match is because they were both fighting throughout the beginning of the year for the Women's Championship. This match should have been at WrestleMania 23 instead of what
it actually was there.
Yeah. Thank God Mickie James switched to the wrestling in pants because
much better compliments there other than the skirt.
Yep. And the original start of the match, they start chain wrestling each other. A lot of this match consisted of Jerry the Kid Lawler being a perv, which
I also know.
Yeah, which I always enjoy that, even though
it's wrong.
Yeah. And then Melina acts like she got something in her eye, but it said it was all a trap.
Yep.
And then she pushes
a trap.
She pushes Mickie James off the turnbuckle, and she dominates the matchup for a while. They both go into Mickie James. They both cause each other to do splits, which was cool. Mickie James hits a low drop kick. Mickie James does her comeback. Then Melina wins, which she hits a thumb to the eye and a reverse DDT for the win.
Nice basic women's match.
Yep.
2 stars.
Yeah, we say 2 stars.
Yeah, 2 stars.
It's not the worst match on the show, though. We'll get to that.
Melina's currently with Lucha Underground, and
Mickie James is
still with WWE.
She recently came back last year.
Yeah.
Next, this is a great interview segment backstage. Edge gets interviewed, and he talks about his strategy. He gets interviewed by Maria, actually. This was when Maria, they were still treating her like she was dumb. Which she probably wasn't dumb at this time. Actually, I don't know. At this time, I'm not sure, but... And Edge says that his strategy is he's going to pick the bones because this was coming off for the Fatal 4-Way WWE title match because John Cena and Shawn Michaels had just wrestled for over an hour on Raw, pretty much.
Yep, that pretty much they did.
So, and Edge and Orton was supposed to have a match, but because Cena and Michaels used up all the TV time, they didn't have to have the match.
Yep.
He said that he's going to walk out WWE Champion tonight for a 3rd time, even though he pulled up his... He hold up his phone. Yeah, he did that. So, yeah, I think he miscounted.
Edge can't count.
Yep. Then Maria said that she was told to ask Edge a question about how he cashed in the Money in the Bank the first time. He explains how he did it at New Year's Revolution 2006. And then he's like, "Who the hell asked you to ask me that?" And then Mr. Kennedy pops up.
Kennedy.
And he pretty much said that whoever wins this match tonight is going to be broken, beaten, and battered.
Kennedy.
And
sorry, I had to do it twice.
I know you got to get it twice when it's Kennedy.
Yeah, Kennedy.
Because Kennedy had just won the Money in the Bank ladder match, so we didn't mention that. So
Kennedy.
And he said that he hopes Edge wins and he wishes him luck, and then he taps his briefcase like he's to possibly set up the cash in. Now, obviously, when you watch this back, knowing what we know now, this set up something else that wasn't supposed to get set up. Yep. So. Because the setup to Edge actually getting the Money in the Bank. And, yeah. I like this interview segment. It was very entertaining.
What's up?
I'll let you cover this next match. The build-up and everything. United States Championship match. United States Champion Chris Benoit versus MVP. You can cover this match how you choose. I don't know. I can't read it. I think it was something. So what was explain the build-up to this match.
All right. So MVP... so the U.S. title, unfortunately, was missing at this time. It was missing right around the time October. I think it was missing.
Yep.
And for some reason, no one could find it. Chavo couldn't find it. Now it was MVP's task to find it.
He couldn't find it at WrestleMania. He looked all over the building for it.
Yeah, he couldn't find it in the entire Ford Field. And for some reason, no matter what happens with the belt, for some reason it travels to every single arena SmackDown was at.
Yeah.
It made no sense to me.
Yeah.
So basically, MVP was on another entertaining search for the belt.
Let's see how long he looked for it.
Yeah. So how long did it take him to not? He didn't find it, by the way.
Yeah, he didn't find it. No.
He had like a 12-minute time limit or something like that to find it.
Yeah.
How long was the time limit to find it again?
Hold on, I have to look it up real quick.
Highlights include a German.
Of the search, anyways.
Of the search, highlights of the search include MVP jumping backwards for some reason, like 10 times.
I guess he was trying to. Maybe it was a strategy to find it. I don't know. So
maybe to bump it out.
He was looking for it tonight for 13. At least what we saw, anyways.
Yeah,
13 minutes and 10 seconds in the win.
So the highlights include that. The highlights of him trying to kick the air.
Yeah.
Him being on the ground and like bending his head back, like
Yeah. For some reason, like he just laid there in the wind and just put his knees up too.
For some reason, he cradled himself.
and then the bell rang.
And then the bell rang, and that means the time limit was up.
Yeah.
Overall, I give this 3.5.
Yeah, it was a good little search. And MVP was pissed off when he didn't find it too.
Yeah.
And the commentators were talking to JBL and Michael Cole were talking about like somebody else was there too.
I don't know why. They were just talking about a random tooth that was there.
Like Michael Cole was talking about a version of a half Boston crab.
Yeah, and that made no sense to me.
Yeah.
He's like it looks like a half Boston crab, and I said no, that's just MVP trying to stretch his foot to his head.
Yeah.
That's what it looked like to me.
So the aftermath is MVP. He got another chance to find,
and he found it this time.
Yep.
It took him another month, but he finally found it.
He had to find it twice that night too.
Yeah, he found it twice. He found it, and he lost it, and he found it again.
Yeah.
And then he became U.S. champion for over a year. As for
I think that was a reward for finding that title.
Yeah.
Too.
As for the person that lost the title,
yeah, we don't know what happened to him.
We kind of already know. Unfortunately, he is vacated.
He's checked out.
Yep. Next. I feel horrible for saying that. Next, there's John Cena getting interviewed backstage. Basically, he insinuated that Orton was gay.
Yep.
And Cena's expression to this whole thing was hysterical.
Because
Orton's been saying
Orton was trying to say, he was trying to get him and Cena to team up to take out Edge and Michaels, but the way he said it sounded
awful.
Yep.
It sounded very gayish.
And then
very high gaiety.
Yeah.
In this whole thing.
Because he was saying they were both incredibly handsome.
Then Ron Simmons came up and said,
Damn
it. I was going to do it first. Shit. I was thinking how long it took one of us to break.
I wanted to do a moving out moment.
Yeah.
Good segment. So we could say Cena's had a funny segment in WWE.
One. Out of how many?
Yep. I'm going to let you talk about this because I think you're the perfect person. You know what the next match is. ECW World Heavyweight Championship Match. ECW World Heavyweight Champion Bobby Lashley versus...
Did we say where MVP is now?
Yeah. Indies.
Independent.
Indies.
Yeah.
So ECW World Heavyweight Championship Match. It's a 3-on-1 handicap match. ECW World Heavyweight Champion Bobby Lashley versus the McMahon and Umaga. Talk about the build-up, the match, and the aftermath.
So this is coming off the Battle of the Billionaires with Umaga and Lashley, where Lashley won and Vince had to be shaved bald.
Yep.
And Vince, to get his revenge, put Bobby Lashley in a 3-on-1 handicap match against himself, Vince, Shane, and Umaga for the ECW title. I think it's the only time a handicap match has ever been for a title.
No, I think there was another time.
I forget. I don't remember if there was another one. And so Vince came out in his do-rag and in his a gut.
Yep.
He clearly was not in shape.
Because you had
he had a broken pelvis in his last match that he had.
And he couldn't work out.
No. He did next to nothing in his match. Shane sold a lot. Then they took control. McMahon's taking control. Umaga basically dominated for most of the match. And then when the referee had his back turned, Shane comes up, hits Lashley with the belt. Umaga hits 2 splashes. Vince comes in and covers, and Vince McMahon wins the ECW Championship. Much to the disgust of a lot of people, including Joey Styles.
Yep.
Taz. Most of the audience watching at home probably when this thing first aired.
Yep. So we have to wait. So first for the ratings for this match,
it's just probably 2 stars. I mean, it's not terrible. It's just boring and.
I'd say
Vince McMahon winning.
I'm gonna say a star and a half because of the finish.
Because of the finish.
If it wasn't for the finish, it would get 2 stars.
Yeah, it was boring, and Vince won the ECW Championship.
Obviously, when we were sitting in this very seat when the ECW December pay-per-view review, and we talked about how ECW December to Dismember was like a big blow.
The death of ECW.
Yep. This was
the second death of ECW.
Yeah. And Vince McMahon looked like he was legitimately happy that he had killed ECW. Yeah. Then it gets worse. What happens in the next segment?
He goes out and he basically mocks all the ECW originals.
Yep.
RVD, Sabu, Sandman, and Tommy Dreamer.
Yep.
And Vince and Shane just mock the entire people.
Yeah, I will say the one entertaining thing about this match is Umaga did not understand handshakes or a tag.
Nope.
That was actually pretty funny.
Yeah, see, he doesn't know handshake. That's why they don't own the intellectual property of a handshake.
Yeah, because Umaga doesn't know it. Now, where they are now, we'll even mention the ECW originals.
Yep.
Vince McMahon is still...
He's still running the company, but he doesn't wrestle anymore.
Yep.
Shane's going to be wrestling this Sunday.
He returned last year.
Yep. Umaga has passed away, unfortunately.
Bobby Lashley's in TNA, GFW, Impact, whatever it's called now. So
isn't it kind of sad that like on this show 3 people are dead?
Yeah, and it's only 2006.
It's only 10 years ago.
The guy that lost the U.S. belt.
Yeah.
Umaga? Who's the other person?
Umaga and Lance Cade.
Oh yeah.
That's sad.
It was only 10 years ago.
Yeah, it's really sad.
Yeah.
Batista, Undertaker.
Oh wait, no. Yeah. So it was I want to talk about this match because last man standing match for the World Heavyweight Championship, World Heavyweight Champion, The Undertaker versus Batista. This was on the Heights. This was the best feud of 2007.
Yep.
Taker had won the Rumble, so he got the chance to choose who he wanted to face at WrestleMania. He chose Batista, beat Batista for the World Heavyweight title, and then Batista wanted his rematch. So because they did so much stuff to each other at WrestleMania 23, this could not be a normal wrestling match. So the SmackDown General Manager, Teddy Long, made this match a last man standing match. Yep. Now the whole thing in this match is Taker and Batista were both hurt. Batista had an injured leg, kayfabe-wise. Taker legitimately had an injured bicep, which led to him.
Yeah.
I'll be taking some time off. We'll get to that.
Yep.
And this match is a really good match, best match on this show. Taker immediately kicks off the match, hitting a big boot, which I thought was very fitting because Batista at WrestleMania started it right off with the spear. So Taker dominates the first half of this match. He hit his typical moves, the old school, when he goes after the injured leg of Batista. Batista makes a little bit of a comeback. He hits a power slam. I think he messed it up. But I think they covered it up by saying that because of his leg he couldn't do it, so I thought they covered it up pretty well. They beat the shit out of each other. Taker bounces his head off the announcer's table. He bounces him off the head with the steps. Taker hits a superplex. Batista gets up. And then Batista throws Taker to the barricade. Well, Taker had cleared off the announce table. And then Taker hits a backbreaker, hits Batista off the head with the steps. Batista gets busted open. And then Taker hits the leg drop through the SmackDown announce table, to which JBL lost his headset, which was cool. Batista's able to get up from that. This enrages Batista. Taker hits Snake Eyes. Batista hits a spear. Taker gets up. Batista hits Spine Buster after Spine Buster. Taker continuously gets up. And then Batista hits a Batista bomb. Taker gets up. Then he grabs a chair, hits Taker with it. I went out of order, but that happens in the match. He hits him off the head. For some odd reason, this didn't bust Taker open, which didn't make any sense. But then Taker gets up. He hits a last ride, a choke slam, and then a tombstone. Batista gets up from all of that. And then
they go to the stage. They
fight to the stage, which Michael Cole called the steel stairs. I almost messed it up by calling it the steel cage, but... Then they fight on the stage. Taker goes for his power slam, but Batista reverses it, spears him off the stage, and the whole set, not the whole set, but like there was part of the set that explodes, what's Michael Cole called an explosion, I think.
Explosion.
And the whole set falls on him, and then they both can't get up, so the match is considered a no contest. But afterwards, what made it better was that they were both able to walk off all fine afterwards, and Taker retains his World Heavyweight Championship. overall, the match was awesome. I didn't mind the finish because this continues the feud. Because obviously, I don't think they didn't want any of these guys to lose. I thought the finish really worked, and it's not like it was a dumb finish. It made sense. Like, how the fuck was anyone gonna get up from getting speared off the fucking stage with the set? So this would lead to a few great classic matches.
Yep.
The cage match,
in a no contest as well.
where Edge cashed in because Taker had to take time off. Then Taker would come back. The match at Cyber Sunday. Batista won that. And then the Hell in a Cell.
Which we'll be covering maybe later in this.
The match at Hell in a Cell?
Yeah.
Probably not this weekend, though.
Maybe not this weekend, but maybe another time.
Yeah. And Batista won that, and then they launched off to the Edge Taker feud.
Yep.
And now, and they've had like other classics too, but now Batista.
He's an actor.
Yep. He had like another comeback. One thing I do want to see Batista have another comeback because I do feel kind of bad because his comeback didn't have as much of a success. So obviously there was other situations going on. He wasn't.
Daniel Bryan.
Yeah. And then so I would like to see him have like one final comeback because his comeback wasn't that great. I feel bad because it's not his fault. And Taker just recently retired.
Yep.
And the World Heavyweight title isn't around anymore, which I missed that title.
Now time for the...
And the match gets what did we give the match?
4.5.
Yeah, 4.5.
I gave it 4.5.
Yeah, the finish was great.
Yep.
Let me make sure that this is the... Well, actually, in the DVD, they cut something out of the DVD. We don't know, because it just goes right to the Raw match. So, I think we can both cover the build-up. Next was a Fatal 4-Way match for the WWE Championship. WWE Champion John Cena versus Shawn Michaels versus Edge versus Randy Orton. Should we cover the build-up? Or?
Basically, it was just, we need to put all four of these guys together. So, we'll throw them together.
This is coming off Cena versus Michaels at Mania. Edge and Orton were a team, so that was kind of... Yeah. They had they needed a match, so but it's not like this match didn't have completely built up. They had Cena and Edge feuded before, really good match, really good 4-way. I like the way that they didn't. I always like that they didn't go right to the action. Michaels went right up to Cena, started talking shit to him, and Cena and Michaels fought off Edge and Orton. And then they wrestled themselves. Well, Cena and Michaels wrestled each other. I didn't want to say they wrestled themselves. That's weird.
It went to a mirror and they fought themselves.
And some of the highlights include Shawn Michaels hitting a moonsault on everybody. John Cena. Well, I guess his clothesline. I was gonna say his double clothesline, but that wasn't a highlight. That was because that looked like shit. Shawn Michaels going for a power driver on the announcer's table. Edge hitting Michaels off the back with the chair, and then hitting Orton off the skull with the chair, which didn't bust him open.
Made no sense.
Cena, the Boston Crab that rated RKO hit on Shawn Michaels. You could say nobody can hit a Boston Crab at the same time. Well, let me explain math skills here. They both hit half Boston Crabs. That makes it a Boston Crab.
Yep. Makes it one full Boston Crab. And John Cena hit the throwback Bulldog on both guys. That looked really cool. Out of nowhere.
Edge's spear onto, I believe Shawn Michaels out of nowhere at some point. Randy Orton and Edge worked together in this match, and they beat up Shawn Michaels, which he liked because he's not a Shawn Michaels fan.
You owe him $200 right there.
Yeah, I know. We already owe him money, so.
Yeah.
The finishing sequence was the best. Edge hits a spear on Cena. One final spot I want to make sure I mentioned. Cena went for the AA off the top turnbuckle, but then rated RKO came in and hit the double Lego chair.
No. Here's what happened. So Shawn was set up for Sweet Chin Music, and he got hit with the RKO. And then
out of nowhere.
Yeah, out of nowhere. Then Cena got Orton up for AA.
Yeah.
Orton gets down, goes for an RKO. Cena pushes him into the spear, and then Cena hits Edge of the AA. Michaels hits Cena with a super kick, and he happens just to land right on Randy Orton for the 3 count.
I love the finish. What makes the finish kind of suck was they didn't really follow up on it because then they had Michaels shoot the concussion angle at Judgment Day against Orton.
Yeah.
Edge went on to go to SmackDown because Kennedy was supposedly hurt.
He wasn't really. They thought he was more injured.
He was injured, but not as much as they thought he was. Yeah. And so Edge won the World Heavyweight title.
Yep.
Shawn Michaels is now retired. Randy Orton, John Cena still reigns supreme, baby.
Yep, and Edge is retired too.
Yep. Randy Orton and John Cena, man, though they still kicking.
Overall, thumbs up show. 8.
Yeah.
8
The only bad thing on this show is Vince.
Is Vince. Yeah. So it knocks it out a couple notches, but 8 out.
8 out of 10 show, really good.
Yep.
Definitely would recommend this show.
Highly recommend.
Oh, one thing, the theme song sucks on this show though.
It does.
And the video package for the WWE title matches.
That sucks.
Yeah. But overall, that's our thoughts on the show. We're not gonna do any plugs because
we don't have time for that shit.
And we're doing like a ton of other videos, so we will do plugs
At the end of our final video,
yep.
which will be on Monday.
Bye.